Well, appreciate everybody having me today. Obviously we're excited still to be training. There are only 32 teams left in the country that are still training for a championship this year. And Friday was a big moment for this program. We all felt a lot of pressure to get over the hump. And as I said in my post-game comments, I knew that this is why Mitch brought me, and I knew that that moment last Friday was something special. Our senior class, their first year here was my first year here, and we won 5 games. And it was pretty brutal. Nobody likes to lose, and it was brutal. And to put in the work that we did and to win the first postseason game and the first NCAA game in the history of this program was a special moment, and we're enjoying it. At the same time, we've got to prepare for UCLA, and I know you guys like stats, and so don't mean to do your job for you, but let me help you out a little bit here. If I looked correctly and I figured it out correctly, they have won 44 NCAA games in their history. I haven't been fact-checked, sorry about that, but it's somewhere around there. So there's a slight difference in the history of the programs, slight difference. Great, we got it right where we want, right where we want. So we couldn't care less about that. That's what people will talk about, and they'll talk about us as this upstart team or a big underdog, and we are. We are an underdog, and that's great. We're going to go, we're going to have fun, and we're going to play hard. And I have all the respect in the world for UCLA. I have all the respect in the world for what they've accomplished in the past and what they're doing this year. I truly think there are 4 or 5 teams in the entire country right now being talked about time after time as a chance to win as a team that can win the national championship, and they're one of them. They're one of them. But the great thing about playing in this format is there's 90 minutes, and it's 11 versus 11, and we're going to do our best. And we played very well against the top teams we played this year. We've played 3 games against teams that are currently ranked top 16 RPI, and that's Florida and Texas A&M and Tennessee, and we went 2-0-1 against them. So I have a lot of confidence in our players. I have a lot of confidence in their ability to be ready for the matchup, and we're just excited to get there. If the NCAA can ever figure out how to get us out west, we're going to play this game.
What have you observed from the team in terms of transitioning from celebrating a big win to focusing on next week?
They're tired and they want their academics to be over with so they can sleep. That's about it. I mean, they just, we did film this morning. We trained yesterday and gave them the day off except for some film today, and they just look like themselves. They're worried about their academics because they're great students, and they're looking at the film and answering some questions and ready to get out of there and get everything done so that they can then relax when we go out west. They just seem like my players. I was honest with them in the locker room after the game, and I said, look, we didn't talk about it, but we all know that there would have been a sense of disappointment and a sense of failure if we had not won this year. We knew it was time, and we always would have looked back on it as a sense of failure, and it's nice to just have that out of the way. Nobody can ever take from this group that they were the first ones. And you can see they've got a lot of pride when they walk into the room now, and they're excited. And I told them we're going to worry about ourselves mostly, and I'll give them some film and some information on UCLA, and they want it. They want that info, and I'm not giving it to them yet. We're just going to train and take care of ourselves for a while.
What do you think about the experience of flying 3 hours away to face a bunch of teams that are also all the way on the East Coast? It's a lot of unfamiliars for your team.
I think it's fun. We had a great home game in front of our crowd, and of course we wish we were home again. But if we're not going to be home, let's make it a big deal. Let's really go someplace. Let's go play the best. Let's go out west. Let's go someplace that's new and exciting, and I think that makes it more special. So, I'm not the least bit concerned about how far we have to go. We'll get out there early enough to get acclimated, and we'll train. Thursday we'll have some time on the field at San Diego State, and I know they'll be tremendous hosts, and we're just excited to get going.
This whole season's been sort of a transition into more possession-based style of play. the test that you guys faced on Friday night in terms of having to stay with that through a situation where one mistake and it was probably over. How good of a test is that?
Well, it was fun to watch the film, because you always think you've seen everything as a head coach, but there are things that you miss until you watch the film. And what I was really happy about when I watched the film is as the game went on, we became more and more possession team, not being around. I think we were a little tight early in the game, and they made it difficult to play through the midfield, and we got a little bit too direct. And as the game went on, we got better and better at it. So, it's who we are, and we're not going to change that. We have to be who we are. Yes, obviously, anybody we play, there's a scouting report, and there are nuances that UCLA will give us, but the number one thing is we have to be who we are, and we're a possession team, and we want to knock the ball around, and we're excited to do that.
What does
who would have known? Who would have known? Kayla's been unbelievable, and she made a fantastic save. She gave us that one save we needed in that game, and she's not only special because of the save she's making, she is organizing everybody. She's talking, she's giving us confidence the entire time, and she's a very bright and confident young woman, and that's really come across. And obviously she's been a key part of our success. At the same time, I believe that anybody else was trained and was prepared to step in, and so kudos to her, but all of our goalkeepers I feel can step in and be ready.
You talk about these program first and how it would have been disappointing to lost last week. Any worry about a letdown after you hit those milestones?
No, I was worried last week when I would allow myself to think past the game, which I tried really hard not to, but I got asked that question a couple times at home, and so of course I was sort of forced into thinking every once in a while, if we win this game, I'm not a big when we win this game. You got to play the game. So if we win this game, how will the team react? And I was worried about them, but not now. Not now that I've seen them. They just want to play. They want to get back out there. They want to show who we are, and not the least bit concerned about it.